Right now, the story of a living kidney donor who is up for anything, even climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Plus, 2 officers and a paramedic were shot and killed in a Minneapolis suburb. We have the details tonight. Also tonight, all aboard the Mad City Model Railroad show, which finished up today. Find out about the various offerings this time around. That's all coming up on News 3 now at 10. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. We begin with information developing in the last hour. Middleton police are reporting an active police incident in the 6300 and 6200 block of Maywood Avenue in Middleton. They are classifying this incident as moderate, meaning there is a possible threat to life and property. Our reporters tell us Dane County Sheriff's deputies are responding as well. Police are asking people in the area to shelter in place and avoid windows, and those not in the area to avoid it until further notice. We'll have more information as it becomes available on our website at channel3000.com. At first thought, losing a kidney may seem like a pretty life-changing event, but one group of living kidney donors is out to show giving up an organ to save someone else's life doesn't have to change yours. They'll even climb a mountain to prove it. Braden Ross has more.
Thank you.
We've been doing living kidney donation for over 55 years now, believe it or not.
In that time, more than 4,000 people have come through UW Health's Living Kidney Donor Program, one of the largest in the nation.
We are shipping kidneys all over the country. We are getting kidneys from all over the country, making magic happen, really.
Many of those donations are between loved ones, but you actually don't even have to know the recipient in order to donate.
I went into it understanding that I might never know who received it.
Taylor Duke has worked in healthcare for the last 9 years as an Army medic and a civilian.
Especially seeing patients coming back to the hospital over and over, receiving dialysis and having kidney problems, and just knowing how life-changing that transplant could be really inspired me to do it.
So she decided to become a living donor, giving away a kidney to a complete stranger.
I had a couple people tell me I was pretty crazy. My mom especially, she thought it was a great idea, was so supportive until I got approved.
Duke didn't find out who received her kidney until after she was home from the hospital.
She's about my age. She has a son and a husband.
Now they've met twice, and Duke says getting to connect with her is a feeling like no other.
I know that I gave her life back, right? She's able to be there with her family, with her friends.
Less than 2 years after her surgery, Duke is out to prove that giving life back to her recipient didn't take any away from her.
We'll be leaving on March 5th. So in just a couple short weeks to go to Tanzania and climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
She and 12 other living donors will make the trek of a lifetime to summit the tallest mountain in Africa. Duke imagines that feeling will be pretty sweet, but nothing could ever beat this one.
There are so many gifts you can give, but nothing matches the gift of life.
Moving forward in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
There are currently almost 1,200 people in Wisconsin waiting for a kidney. If you'd like to find out more about becoming a living donor, head to uwhealth.org/living-donor. Happening today was the last day of the 56th annual Mad City Model Railroad Show. Model train enthusiasts gathered over 2 days at the Alliant Energy Center to enjoy unique exhibits and buy from dozens of vendors. With old and new track layouts as well as larger model trains for kids to ride, there was plenty to offer.
And there's lots of model railroad equipment and hard to find things as well. And then there's apparel and there's books and videos, everything to do with railroads. So it's multidimensional and can be entertaining.
The show was organized every year by the South Central Wisconsin Division of the National Model Railroad Association. And now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Jalen, we're making progress temperature-wise and wind-wise and wind chill-wise. Just at this point last night, you were stepping outside. Oof, that wind was really roaring out there. With temperatures out there right now, we got a 26 in Madison, 27, pretty popular in McFarland, Oregon, and Stoughton, and 28 in Belleville. You add a little bit of wind to these temperatures again, it doesn't feel like the 20s. We've got 23 in Lone Rock, has a tendency to cool down just a little bit more in the Wisconsin River Valley. 19 up towards Camp Douglas with clear skies. Again, that allows the heat to go out to space. But look at this, calm winds out there. The calm winds with temperatures in the 20s means it feels like the temperature out there are in the 20s and not in the single digits or the lower teens or even below 0 that we were just experiencing. The rest of the night tonight's quiet, but the clouds will fill on in with low temperatures. Let's say lower 20s. We'll go for about 20 in Madison. Highs of 43 on your Monday, but that's cool compared to some of the temperatures we're going to see over the next 10 days. More on those warm and wet details coming up.
All right, Alex, we'll see you then. A man armed with multiple guns and large amounts of ammunition shot at police officers from inside a suburban Minneapolis home today as the officers were responding to a domestic call. 2 officers were killed and a third was wounded. A firefighter providing medical aid to the wounded officer was also killed as was the suspect. John Kaplan has the latest.
I need an ambulance to stand by on the address. And I need 2 additional ambulances.
The call for paramedics came shortly after 5 this morning. Minutes later, dispatch ordered everyone to stay back.
Medics, please back off. Medics, back off and turn off lights.
First responders rushed to the home in Burnsville, a suburb about 20 minutes outside Minneapolis.
They were very tense.
They say an armed man was barricaded inside along with his family. As police arrived, the man opened fire. Video shows at least 1 SWAT vehicle with its windshield nearly shattered by bullets.
Several officers did return fire. I will note that this individual had several guns and large amounts of ammunition.
2 27-year-old officers from the Burnsville Police Department were struck and killed. A paramedic who rushed to the aid of one of them also died in the shootout.
They know they have to give up their life sometime, and they do it anyways.
State investigators confirmed the suspect died in the confrontation with police. However, family members in the home made it out safely.
7 children inside of the home from ages 15 to 2. It's a very troubling situation, and we're glad they aren't hurt as part of this.
There was a 3rd officer hit and struck by gunfire. He was rushed to the hospital too, but is expected to make a full recovery. Jonah Kaplan, CBS News, Burnsville, Minnesota.
Flags in Minnesota have been lowered to half-staff to honor the officers and paramedic who were killed. The Madison Police Department is investigating a shots-fired incident which occurred this morning. Officers were dispatched to the 600 block of Vera Court at around 9:15 a.m. due to multiple reports of gunshots in the area. Officers inspected the area only to find bullet shell casings. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. So far, no arrests have been made as this remains an ongoing investigation. The Madison Metropolitan School District is soon to select its next superintendent. In the meantime, it's up to the current interim superintendent, Lisa Krivstad, to address the challenges the district faces. This includes the shortage of teachers, which has plagued the school system in recent years. Krivstad spoke about that with our political reporter Will Keneally on this week's edition of For the Record.
So that process will get underway for 24-25. In the next month here. So we've been really actively talking to principals about what it is they think they need to be successful with learners in their school. So I feel really good and the team feels really good about, first and foremost, we've got to get schools set up for success for next year, and we're well on the way towards doing that.
Speaking to News 3 Now last week, school board president Nichelle Nichols predicted the decision on the next superintendent would be taken no later than early March. Coming up tonight at 10, how taking up a hobby can improve your mental health. We learned from a local wellness coach. Plus, a winter walk through the Pope Farm Conservancy. Hear about that after the break.
Enjoy Buck and Honey's before, during, or after the big game. Buck and Honey's restaurants voted Best of Madison and celebrating Wisconsin hospitality in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, and new in Mount Horeb.
It's Auto Show. The deals start now, and so should you. Get started on your next Ford SUV. Like an adventure-ready Bronco or Bronco Sport. Escape to take on the everyday. Or Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. Get here to your Ford dealer. It's Auto Show. The deals start now, and so should you. During Auto Show, choose FlexBuy on a Ford Escape or Edge with 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash.
Pick and Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Everyone wants to hire people who are ready to work and passionate about what they do. People that are ready for an opportunity, a job, a career. They just need you to believe in them. Thinkability Wisconsin, providing workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers. They're ready to work and shape the future. All you have to do is start with yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
One night, 4 huge events. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour returns to the Alliant Energy Center on Saturday, February 24th, 7 p.m. Featuring bull riding, barrel racing, freestyle bullfighting with a live performance by Ian Munsick. With Alexandra Kay.
On the gas, speeding past your place.
Get tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour, Saturday, February 24th at 7 p.m. at the Alliant Energy Center.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show. Wait till you hear what will.i.am is up to.
I graduate this year from Harvard.
Then HGTV Week begins with 100-Day Dream Home, Brian and Mika Kleinschmidt.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30. Moving forward.
Can having a hobby improve your mental health? Well, SSM Health Family Medicine physician and wellness coach Dr. Rupa says it does. She sat down with our Shane Hogan from this morning's health conversation to explain the benefits.
But having hobbies are just really a good way to use our brain in a different way, especially ones that are maybe mentally more challenging, learning a new language, picking up a new sport, instruments, but it's also good for our social health, right? So we're around other people. If we're doing a hobby that's more social, that can give us a lot of friendship, those social connections.
Dr. Shaw also advises people who struggle to fit time for their hobbies into their lives to pay attention to how they currently spend their time, especially for common sedentary tasks like watching TV or scrolling through social media. Today, the Friends of Pope Farm Conservancy had their annual winter walk at the trails in Middleton. Members of the organization led visitors through the conservancy with the winter beauty as a backdrop. Visitors could traverse the trails in hiking boots, snowshoes, and even cross-country skis.
Talked a little bit about the history of the farm and the family who used to raise sheep here, the Pope family. We saw some of the nice views up at the top of the hill. You can see the Capitol and Lake Mendota.
The Friends of Pope Farm Conservancy host events in all the different seasons and hope to put together a birding tour in the summer. Well, I know that this meteorologist of ours is a birder himself. I'm sure he may want to partake. Alex?
Yes, I am definitely a birder, especially the songbirds, for sure. It's been really quiet. Actually, I was talking to our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited, saying because of the warmer weather, some of our birds that are normally eating the food here, they're actually moving a little bit to the north to get some of the food that's been left over, that's been under the snow. We've melted our snow, so they're going north to get a little bit of that food. That's what I've heard from our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited, and no snow chances really anytime soon here in our forecast. 50 degrees, that's what we've got. Spring-like temperatures. This is more like March than the end of February, and we're even tracking thunder chances as we go out into next week. Rest of the night today, it will dip down to about 20. High temperatures in the lower 40s on your Monday if we can get some sunshine. That's that time. This is that time of the year where the ground is still cold. There still is a little bit of snow out there, that the sun makes all the difference in the temperatures. Starting off in the wee hours of your morning in the 20s, here come the clouds in. They can come in a little bit sooner. That might hold our temperatures up a little bit. If the clouds hang around a little bit longer as we go on into your Monday, highs in the lower to middle 40s, we might have to bump those down a touch. Kelly will be here in the morning assessing the cloud situation. As we move forward, I've been showing this for days. You really don't get much more of a slam dunk with above normal temperature chances. Our Climate Prediction Center saying really a 90 to 100% chance that as we go out to the last week of February going into early March, very, very likely going to see above normal temperatures. What we see here on Wednesday, 51, that's on the cooler side compared to where we will go as we go out into the early of the following work week. Middle, maybe upper 50s. Some weather models are showing near 60 degrees. But there's a catch to that, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment here. With the above normal temperatures, we have above normal precipitation chances, and it will be in the form of rain. I like to be the first to show you things here. Going out to Tuesday, February 27th, we've got a warm front moving towards the area with winds out of the southeast, out ahead of that warm front, and then they start to turn more towards the south as that warm front comes through on Tuesday, bringing temperatures well into the 50s. Could be looking at showers and thunderstorms on your Tuesday afternoon, and then a cold front comes through and sweeps that weather system off to the east as we go later Tuesday on into your Wednesday. The catch here is with that weather system, as I swing off over here so you can see behind me, is as these warm fronts come through in the springtime, if we're on the north side of the warm front, meaning the warmer weather's to the south, sometimes these temperatures that we're forecasting now could be cooler, and then we have more of a cold rain with a clap of thunder. We'll be keeping an eye on that condition as we go out Monday and Tuesday of the following week. Where does that warm front set itself up? Well, during this beautiful week, we'd love to see some of those beautiful pictures out there. I think we could take a quick peek at some of our photos. Easy to do. We show this often. Just click that post your own button, and then we get those photos. We very quickly then can accept those photos, just like this really pretty one. Stunning, stunning evening sunset sent to us from Cheryl in Janesville. We'll show another one here real quick. Eric showing us the ice, not the time to be out on the ice on Lake Mendota. Please do not go out on the ice. Yes, this is not the time, nor is this week going to be helping with the ice formation. And then the opposite of the sunrise, or the sunset, we've got the sunrise here sent to us by Bill.
Yeah, lots of lovely pics. Again, please do not go out on the ice. But that first picture, was that a sunset picture?
That was a sunset picture in Janesville. That was beautiful. Very pretty.
Yeah, what colors would you use to describe that one?
I would call that a Van Gogh painting.
Okay.
But one other thing, too, to make note of, we've started this new live photo system. We went from no photos, and then over the course of really about 2 months, we have 1,100 photos. So thank you, everybody, for helping us make showing weather photos in southern Wisconsin a daily habit here on Channel 3.
You make Alex's job a lot easier, so please keep sending them in. All right, sounds good. Thank you all. The best way to treat a persistent cough, and new research examines COVID during pregnancy. Natalie Brand has some of this week's top health stories.
Getting COVID while pregnant may raise your risk of developing long-term effects from the virus. That's according to a study from U.S. researchers who followed 1,500 pregnant patients with COVID from 46 states and D.C. 1 in 10 still reported feeling worn out or dizzy 6 months after their initial infection. The HPV vaccine has been recommended for both girls and boys since 2011. But a new CDC survey shows only 38% of children ages 9 to 17 have received at least 1 dose. White and black children are more likely to be vaccinated than Asian and Hispanic children. The human papillomavirus is the most commonly sexually transmitted infection in the U.S. and causes almost all cervical cancers. And if you have a cough that doesn't want to go away, doctors say patience could be the best medicine. An article from the Canadian Medical Association says as many as 25% of adults experience coughs that can last up to 8 weeks after a respiratory infection. The paper says patients usually improve without medication, but coughs that persist longer than 2 months should be checked by a doctor. Those are some of the week's top medical stories. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up in sports, all the stars are out in Indianapolis. Andrew's got the full highlights from the NBA All-Star Game next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
2 iconic rock bands, 1 night of history. The Marshall Tucker Band, Jefferson Starship. Live on Cloud 9 Tour. Saturday, May 25th, Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. All the hits. All the history.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. For the first time ever, the Marshall Tucker Band, Jefferson Starship, together.
Constantly changing and evolving. Gone within the blink of an eye. And there's only one way to capture it. Discover the wonders of where an all-weather drive Lexus can take you. Available on 11 models.
Get special offers on select Lexus RX models.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because we can help you protect your joy, your legacy, and your dreams. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
It's replacement window season. Do you have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
The best President's Day sale is at Hy-Vee. 6-pack Coke products, just $2.99. Lay's or Kettle Cooked chips, just $1.99. Basket and Bushel strawberries, just $1.99 for a 1-pound pack. Hy-Vee ice cream, just $1.98. 8-ounce Hy-Vee Choice Reserve sirloin fillets, just $3.99. And Sara Lee honey wheat bread, just $1.99. Don't miss the President's Day sale, Monday only at Hy-Vee.
Well, the NBA All-Star Game was tonight, and sure, it gets its fair amount of flack, but come on, it is a fun event, and let's get into it. Doc Rivers, the East's head coach, but it wasn't even a Buck who got the party started. Oshkosh, Wisconsin native Tyrese Halliburton was on a heater. He started the game 5 for 5 from 3, and folks, he did it before the game was even 4 minutes old. Tyrese would finish with 32, and then there's Giannis. You know he'll bring the highlights. The freak gets the dish from Halliburton, and Giannis does what Giannis does best. He dropped 23 points, but Damian Lillard was the story of the game. He won the 3-point contest last night and then kept the flamethrower going. He hit 6 threes, scoring 22 points in the first half, and then hits this half-court heave. Damian Lillard absolutely feeling it. His first time starting in an All-Star game and kept it going late. Final minute of the game, and he does it again. Another half-court 3 from Damian Lillard. He scores 39 points, hitting 11 tray balls, and is your 2024 Kobe Bryant All-Star Game MVP. And the East win it 211-186. Speaking of All-Star games, the Milwaukee Bucks are reportedly bidding to host the All-Star Game weekend in either 2027 or 2028. Milwaukee has only hosted the event one time back in 1977. The last All-Star Game in any major sport to take place in Wisconsin was in 2002 when the MLB All-Star Game infamously ended in a 7-7 tie. The Bucks have 26 games to get ready for the playoffs, but the Badgers, who have lost 5 of their last 6, they need to figure things out in a hurry. Wisconsin has just 5 games left in the regular season. Even after yesterday's loss, though, the Badgers are number 22 in the NCAA's net rankings. Wisconsin has 6 quad 1 wins, but are just 3-7 on the road. And better news for the Badgers, Purdue did lose today. Even if this year hasn't gone exactly how Chris Bono would have planned, the Badgers have taken a step forward on the wrestling mat, already surpassing last season's win total. But they had to go to Iowa City to face the 4th-ranked Hawkeyes. Eric Barnett got this day started well for Wisconsin. The 3rd-ranked wrestler in his weight class and tactfully takes his man down. Barnett cruises to a victory. It would be one of few for the Badgers on the day, though, as Iowa wins the dual meet 34-7. And it was a rainy day down south, which robbed us of the great American race. The Daytona 500, considered to be the Super Bowl of NASCAR, was postponed until tomorrow due to unsafe track conditions. Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly's golfing was also canned due to the rain down south today. So let's check in on the PGA Tour. Hideki Matsuyama claims the title at the Genesis Invitational for yet another win on the tour. Tiger Woods, who hosts that very same tournament, played just a day and a half of golf before leaving on day 2 with the flu. You know, the Bucks, Jalen, have had their fair share of woes, I think would be the right word. 3-7 since they hired Doc Rivers. Dame Lillard, I don't know, fans have been maybe wanting more out of him. I think this is more. You win the three-point contest or the All-Star Game MVP. That's the guy who they want to see on the floor, and maybe this ignites him down the road.
Absolutely. I know that there's been concerns about the coaching and all of that type of stuff, but at the end of the day, you have one guy who's arguably the best player in the NBA with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then Damian Lillard, who's a top 15, top 10 player. I'd imagine that Doc Rivers would find a way to just make it work, and it seems as if these two in particular are starting to really, really build their chemistry together.
Yeah, I think so too, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Another sports story that I didn't get to talk about, but I wanted to see if you heard about. There's a young man at East Carolina University, I think it is, on the baseball team. A couple years ago, he was in a car crash and lost his leg, had 22 surgeries, got a prosthetic leg, and played in a Division I baseball game with that leg. The first ever in college baseball history to play with a prosthetic leg. He got a walk in his first plate appearance, but really, really cool stuff. You don't see stuff like that all that often.
Yeah, not at all, but it just speaks to his perseverance and his will to continue to keep on going despite whatever circumstances he may have currently. So good luck to him moving forward.
College baseball is starting this weekend. Of course, we don't get that here in Madison, but a lot of fun to watch.
Maybe one day, maybe one day. All right, thanks, Andrew. We'll be back with more after this.
Today, we seize the day, because at US Cellular, you can get an epic Samsung Galaxy S24 with Galaxy AI. Now, you might be wondering, do I deserve a free Samsung Galaxy S24? You do. You deserve it. Each and every one of you deserves one.
Even me?
Look under your chair. That's right.
Incredible. It's incredible.
New and current customers can get the Samsung Galaxy S24 on us with no trade-in. US Cellular.
It's implausible.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
It's the Fantastic 4-Day Sale at Denver Mattress. That's 4 fantastic days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. 4 days to check out the fantastic Summit Queen for only $299.99. Or score fantastic deals on Tempur-Pedic with up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets, plus a $300 gift, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. As improbable as it seems, the Fantastic 4-Day Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
One night, 4 huge events. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour returns to the Alliant Energy Center on Saturday, February 24th, 7 p.m. Featuring bull riding, barrel racing, freestyle bullfighting with a live performance by Ian Munsick. With Alexandra Kay.
On the gas, speeding past your place.
Get tickets and information at bullsbandsandbarrels.com. The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour, Saturday, February 24th at 7 p.m. at the Alliant Energy Center.
It's here, Wisconsin's newest and most exclusive sports show.
Wisconsin Huddle. It's more than just highlights. It's more than X's and O's. It's a dynamic 30-minute weekly special produced for the die-hard fans of Wisconsin athletics. Embark on an exclusive journey into the lives of some of UW's top athletes as we offer an inside look into their world. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Come on, Michael, come on. Catch the ball! Huddle up! Do you need to get your eyes checked? Well, actually... Here's the play. Stanton Optical makes glasses in 30 minutes. It's easy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy! Hut! Come on, Michael, you got this! Come on, turn! Michael, catch! I can see! You did it! I did it! 30-minute glasses? Now that's an easy play. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now this morning, weekdays.
Within the last couple minutes, we just received an update from the city of Middleton on the incident that was going on earlier. They said in their statement the shelter in place for the 6200 and 6300 block of Maywood Avenue has been lifted. However, access to the 6300 block of Maywood will be closed until further notice. And as we mentioned earlier, we will continue to keep you updated online and on air as we gather more information. Switching gears now, we did have the All-Star game. What were some of your favorite plays from tonight?
Yeah, I think just seeing the guys out there having fun. I think the All-Star game gets a lot of flack because it's not your traditional game of basketball. It's more just kind of messing around and having fun. But Dame Lillard out there looking like a kid on the playground. 39 points, 11 threes, not to mention he hits 2 half-court three-pointers. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. Maybe it catapults the Bucks in the second half of the season. Another piece of that, though, Oshkosh, Wisconsin native Tyrese Halliburton, a really good night out of him.
He's having a great year.
Oh, isn't he? It's unbelievable.
I would say the only shooter that's comparable to Dame would be Stephen Curry.
Oh, yeah.
There's tons of other great ones out there, but just the fact that they can pretty much hit a shot at any point on the floor speaks to how great they are.
Certainly.
All right, Alex, lots of stuff going on in weather. Yep. Another busy couple weeks for you up ahead, right?
Yes, it could be a stormy pattern as we head out further into the future. A warm and dry week, eclipsing at 51 on Wednesday, but the First One weather team are eyeing up that next week. That could be warm, wet, and maybe even stormy. We'll be keeping an eye, though, on that. It's a warm front that's coming north. If it's a little bit too far to the south, we might be colder than the 50s, but we're keeping an eye on it.
All right, well, sounds good. We'll keep you updated, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for making it a great evening.